bustling town of Newtown, where the aroma of jollof rice and fried plantains filled the air, Amina felt as if her world had come crashing down. Just a week ago, she had been happily dating Tunde, a charming man with dreams of starting his own business. They seemed perfect for each other, but everything changed when Amina discovered that Tunde had been unfaithful. He had been seeing her childhood friend Zara behind her back. The tale hurt deeply. Amina had trusted Tunde completely, and the thought of losing both her boyfriend and her friend left her feeling empty and lost. She spent days crying, unable to focus on her work at the local market. Her heart was heavy, and the vibrant colors of Newtown seemed dull and lifeless. One afternoon, while sitting on her porch, Amina's grandmother, Mama Tola, noticed her grandjaw's sadness. "Amina, my child, what troubles you so?" she asked, her voice filled with concern. Amina sighed, wiping her tears. "Grandma, it's Tunde. He broke my heart. I thought he loved me, but he chose Zara instead." Mama Tola shook her head. "Men can be foolish, my dear, but remember, you are strong. You deserve better than someone who would betray your trust." As the days passed, Amina's sorrow transformed into a desire for revenge. She wanted Tunde to feel the pain he had caused her. That's when she heard about a traditional healer, Baba Jibola, known for his powerful love spells. People in the town whispered tales of his magical abilities to bring lovers together or tear them apart. Desperate to move on and find true love, Amina decided to seek Baba Jibola's help. She made her way through the crowded market, her heart racing with anticipation and a hint of fear. The healer's hut was tucked away in a quiet corner of town, surrounded by tall palm trees and the scent of herbs. When she finally arrived, she hesitated at the entrance. The air was thick with the smell of incense and burning herbs. Taking a deep breath, she stepped inside. Baba Jibola sat cross-legged on the floor, surrounded by colorful talismans and jars filled with mysterious ingredients. "What brings you here, my child?" he asked, his voice smooth and deep. "I want you to cast a love spell for me," Amina replied. "I want to forget Tunde and find someone who truly loves me." Baba Jibola studied her for a moment, then nodded. "Love spells can be tricky, but I will help you. However, you must be careful what you wish for." Amina agreed, her determination clouding her judgment. Baba Jibola gathered herbs and mixed them in a bowl, chanting words Amina couldn't understand. He handed her a small vial filled with a shimmering liquid. "Drink this under the full moon tonight, and you will attract true love," he instructed. "But remember, every spell comes with a price." That night, Amina stood on her porch, the full moon shining brightly in the sky. She felt a rush of excitement as she uncorked the vial and drank the potion. Almost immediately, a warm sensation spread through her body. She felt alive and ready for love. The next day, Amina ventured into town, feeling a new energy coursing through her. As she walked through the market, she caught the attention of many men. But it was one man in particular who stood out, a tall, handsome stranger named Kofi, who had recently moved to Newtown. Amina felt an instant connection with Kofi. They laughed, shared stories, and spent the entire afternoon together. She had never felt this way before. However, unbeknownst to her, the spell had not just attracted Kofi, it had also stirred jealousy in Zara, who had been watching from a distance. Later that evening, as Amina recounted her day to Mama Tola, she felt a mix of excitement and guilt. "Grandma, I think I found someone new. His name is Kofi, and he is amazing." Mama Tola smiled, but noticed the hesitation in Amina's eyes. "Just be cautious, my dear. Make sure he loves you for who you are, not just the spell." Amina brushed off her grandmother's concerns, too enamored with Kofi to listen. Little did she know that Zara was plotting to win back Tunde and destroy Amina's newfound happiness. As Amina and Kofi's relationship blossomed, Zara grew increasingly bitter. She couldn't bear the thought of Amina being happy with someone else, especially after Tunde's betrayal. Determined to take action, she decided to confront Tunde about Amina's new romance. "Have you seen Amina with that new guy?" Zara asked Tunde, feigning concern. "I heard they are getting serious." Tunde felt a pang of jealousy. "What does she see in him? I thought she was still heartbroken over me." Zara smirked, her plan taking shape. "Maybe she's just trying to move on, but you know, if you want her back, you need to act fast, otherwise she might choose Kofi over you." Tunde, feeling a mix of anger and regret, decided to take action. He sought out Amina, hoping to win her back. He approached her one afternoon while she was with Kofi, trying to ruin their moment. "Amina, can we talk?" Tunde asked, his voice filled with urgency. Amina felt a wave of mixed emotions, anger, confusion, and a tinge of old feelings. "What do you want, Tunde?" "I miss you. I made a mistake," he pleaded. "Can we at least talk about what happened?" Kofi, sensing the tension, stepped forward. "You can't just come here and disrupt her life. Amina deserves better than someone who betrayed her trust." Tunde glared at Kofi. "Stay out of this. Amina and I have history." Amina felt torn between her past with Tunde and her present with Kofi. "Tunde, I don't want to go back to what we had. You hurt me." But Tunde was persistent, and Amina's resolve began to waver. Zara watched from a distance, smirking at the chaos she had caused. If she could make Amina doubt her feelings for Kofi, she could have Tunde back. In the days that followed, Amina struggled with her feelings. Kofi was patient, but he began to notice Amina's emotional turmoil. "Is everything okay?" he asked her one evening as they sat by the riverbank. "I don't know, Kofi. Tunde keeps trying to get back into my life. I thought I had moved on, but now I'm not so sure," Amina replied, her voice filled with doubt. "You deserve someone who will treat you right, not someone who betrayed you," Kofi said gently. "I care about you, Amina. You have to be true to yourself." Meanwhile, Tunde and Zara continued to plot against Amina and Kofi. Zara convinced Tunde to confront Kofi directly, hoping to incite a fight and create more chaos. One evening, Tunde found Kofi at a local gathering. "You need to stay away from Amina," he warned, his fists clenched. "She belongs with me." Kofi stood his ground, unfazed. "Amina is not an object to be owned. If she wants to be with you, she will choose you. But I know she deserves better." The tension escalated, and a crowd began to gather. Amina rushed over, her heart racing. "What's going on?" she demanded, looking between the two men. "Tunde thinks he can just come back into your life after everything he did," Kofi said, frustration evident in his voice. Amina felt torn, but knew she had to stand up for herself. "Enough. I've made my decision, and I refuse to be caught in the middle of your rivalry." With the confrontation behind her, Amina felt a weight lift off her shoulders. She and Kofi began to build their relationship, exploring their shared interests and dreams. Bantali continued to support Amina, and even Zara proved to be a loyal friend as they worked to rebuild their friendship. As the weeks passed, Amina realized that she had found true love with Kofi. They laughed together, shared their hopes, and cherished each moment. The love spell that had once caused chaos in her life had ultimately led her to a partner who valued her for who she was. One evening, as they walked hand in hand through the bustling market, Kofi turned to Amina with a serious expression. "Amina, I want to ask you something." "What is it?" she replied, her heart racing. "I know we've only been together for a short time, but I can see a future with you. Will you be my girlfriend?" he asked, his eyes filled with sincerity. Amina smiled brightly, her heart swelling with joy. "Yes, Kofi, I would love that." Just as Amina and Kofi began to explore their relationship, Tunde was not ready to give up. He confronted Amina one last time, desperate to win her back. "Amina, please. I know I messed up, but I can change. Just give me one more chance," he pleaded, his eyes filled with desperation. Amina shook her head, her resolve firm. "Tunde, you broke my heart. I can't go back to that." "Are you sure it's Kofi you want?" Tunde pressed, anger flaring. "What does he have that I don't?" "He respects me, Tunde. He treats me like an equal, and he's always been honest with me," Amina replied, her heart racing. As the argument escalated, Kofi appeared, sensing the tension. "Amina doesn't want to be with you anymore, Tunde. Respect her decision." Tunde's eyes narrowed and he felt a surge of jealousy. "Stay out of this, Kofi. You had your chance, and you blew it." Amina felt torn, but knew she had to stand up for herself. "Enough. I've made my decision and I refuse to be caught in the middle of your rivalry." As time went on, Amina and Kofi's love story became the talk of Newtown. They faced challenges and obstacles, but their bond only grew stronger. Amina had learned to trust again, and Kofi had proven to be a partner she could rely on. The love spell had indeed worked in ways she never expected. It had brought her to Kofi and helped her heal from the past. With the support of her family and friends, Amina embraced her new life, filled with love, laughter, and hope for the future. In the heart of Newtown, the sun set on a new beginning for Amina, Kofi, and Bantale, who had become a sister to her. Together, they celebrated life, love, and the unbreakable bonds they had formed along the way. And so, Amina's journey of heartbreak transformed into a tale of love and resilience, proving that true love can emerge from even the most unexpected situations.